forgot to turn my my camera on, but I am making French toast using hamburger buns because that's what I have. And so, oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to kick y'all. I'm sorry. So that's what I am doing this morning for breakfast. And since I had enough egg custard, I am going to make enough for another day and thank myself when I do that. Okay, so I'm going to get these cooked up and fried up and bring you back when they are done. Morning. Good morning. I'm bringing you back, showing you it plated up, what it looks like. Got my coffee. This coffee is nice this morning. And so what I've done this morning is I got up and I made, basically, I used 2 scrambled eggs, add a little water instead of milk because I didn't want to open up a jar of milk just for a little bit to go into this custard for my breakfast. Then I went into the refrigerator and pulled out the bread that I have out right now and working through. And I made myself some French toast, but there was a little bit of egg left over, not enough to make another set. So I just went in the skillet and scrambled it so I wouldn't waste it. This is the cranberry jam that I made out of the cranberries that I got from the food bank during the holidays. And I need to get it used up. So this is one of those things that is in my stockpile that needs to get used up. And so we are going to use, instead of syrup on my French toast this morning, I'm using a little bit of cranberry jam for this. And this is how I use up those things that I have made during the year. Because if we're going through the trouble of canning, going through all that process, and then we never take it off the shelf or take it out of the refrigerator and use it and it goes bad, well, that's the point. So instead of syrup, this is what I'm going to do. And I think this is what I'm going to do from now on. Once I get this syrup that I have in my pantry used up, I think this is the way I'm going to go. As long as I'm getting, fruit fresh or frozen from the food banks, I can always make a jam or a jelly out of it. And I may do this going forward. So this is what it looks like. Notice I went to the eggs first. That's funny. So let's get in here. Let's see how this tastes. I know it's going to taste good because I've already had this jam several times on toast. So it made, I think, 2.5 jars, and this is the last jar I have left. So guys, this is so good. If you've never made this before, I will put the recipe in the description for you. To make, and you can it up. I just chose not to because it was only 2.5 jars. I decided to put it in the refrigerator and go ahead and get it used up. And this is the way my mom did it sometimes, is that she would get her hands on produce like she would find it at grocery stores, reduced price and stuff like that. And so she would bring it home, especially if it was berries or something like that. She would bring it home and just go ahead and make a jam out of it and put it in the refrigerator. Another thing is that on the back side of our property, when we first moved there, and I was a little girl, my dad discovered what we call dewberries all along the back fence of the property. And so he used to take us out there with gloves on, and we would pick dewberries. Because we enjoyed doing it, and we could eat as much as we wanted as well. And we would bring them to the house, and my mom would make cobbler out of them. She made jam out of them. She put them over the top of cakes. Nothing went to waste. Nothing. This is so good. And what we couldn't eat during the summer, she would bag up in freezer bags and put them in the freezer so we could have them in the winter. Anyways, I just wanted you to see the plate and see what I did for breakfast. And I'll continue filming what I'm doing throughout the day today. Today is Sunday, because I have another meal planned for today. So y'all hang in there. Hey everybody, so we got some work that we have to get done. And you know what? It's so much more fun when I take you guys along with me. It is. So we're going to empty out the dishwasher, which I ran last night, and reset everything. We're going to do a little reset in my kitchen. Everything is going in this direction. Taking along with me. Well, most of it is still, you know what? I can do this. You can do this. Take it off. Oh, let me restack this again. Y'all see this? All right, here we go. And I'm going to be kind of in your face right now so I can take care of these. Let me back you up just a little bit. go, so I'm not quite in your face. And the cabinet is right here. So we're going to take these two along with the lids to them. Stack them up. Then we're going to do the same thing with the small one. Right, open this cabinet up, and we're going to get all of these put away. All right, and this goes right over here. All right, we're gonna keep moving, because it's all about keep moving, okay? I want to show you guys that I do wash these things. I do throw them into the dishwasher, get them sterilized. My butter dish, so it's wet, so. This came from the Dollar Tree back when everything was really $1. And I was in the need of a butter dish, so I happened to be in Dollar Tree picking up something and saw that they had one, and I was like, for $1? Yeah, okay. All right, for $1. All right. Get everything up here dried off. I'm not using gloves today. It has healed enough that it's not bleeding anymore, so I'm good to go. All right, that was a pretty nasty slice. I think what I'm gonna do is I might just toss those tongs. I haven't decided yet, but I'm considering tossing those tongs simply because it sliced me pretty bad. And tongs should not be doing that. They shouldn't. And so I may end up tossing the tongs. Now I hope you guys are enjoying this kind of new format that I'm doing, because I wanted to show you guys the reality of my house, okay? And, you know, take you guys along with me as I, you know, as I do my chores. And show you that, you know, things do get done. And to be honest, I looked over this last few months that I have been filming to bring in the new year, and the progress that I have made over the last few months, I'm pretty satisfied with. The biggest progress that I have made is my moving around, believe it or not. Like I said, I had been a little ill for a while and did not have the ability to move around, and which was something I really wanted to change. So I went and talked to my doctor about it, and that's when they discovered I had a little high blood pressure. And once I realized that the cause of me not being able to move around was the high blood pressure, and I started taking the medicine for it, it was almost night and day for me. It was. And so, okay, so this is going to go back into my pantry, my jars, my empty jars, along with this. Okay, this, anything going this direction. Alright, take this over here. I'm going to leave this chopping board out because I'm going to use it in a minute. It's a cycle of stacking and unstacking and stacking and unstacking in my house every day. Oh, you guys, this is so much fun. All right, this is, I cooked rice yesterday, so that's the rice cooker. Look at this. Put down here. And rice cooker. Together. I'm missing a piece to it. What did I do with the piece? Is it underneath here? It is. Okay. All right. This I'm going to need in just a minute. And there's the other piece of rice cooker. This is a rice cooker steamer, and so you put the rice down here, and if you have vegetables you want to go in the rice, you can steam them up here, which is pretty cool. And I am going to put my rice cooker back together, and it will go back into the storage. Now, let's get this done over here so I can take these dishes and put them in the dishwasher. All right. You can see I wash my shears in the dishwasher to sterilize them. All right, let's get the forks out of the way before I stab myself. That's all the forks. Nice. Okay. One knife. All right. Spoons, large and small. When I was a kid, I learned to play the spoons. Maybe one day I'll show you how it works. Then I say, what? Play the spoons? Yeah, I played the spoons. In my younger years. I did. All right. Y'all see this? This is a little teeny tiny funnel. I'll show you what I did with that tiny funnel yesterday. All right. Oh. That's why I have the towel here. See, I wash them. I sterilize them. The plugs too. All right. Those are done. Okay. Now, let's get this dishwasher loaded really quick. And we'll be good to go. washer going, and before evening snack time. And that's what happened last night. Last night for my snack time. And it's time for my water bottle to be washed. Yeah. There we go. All right. Everything has been rinsed off. Put in the dishwasher. All right. Hang this out to dry just a little bit. Close this up before I catch my shins on it. All right. Oh. Spices bowl needs to go in here. We're good to go. We're good to go. I'll bring you back on the next item that I need to do today. Yep. We're getting her done. Okay, everybody, we're going to get in here. We're going to be using up this last quarter onion that I have in this bag. I am going to save this bag. And we are going to dice this up. Get it ready to go into the pan. Be real careful. Don't chop your fingers. All right, so that's about the amount of onions that I want. I'm going to bring you over to the pot. And there we go. We're going to get a little oil in this pot. We're going to make another stir fry is what we're going to make. I made one yesterday. And we're going to make a chicken one yesterday, and today we're going to make a beef one, and we're going to use up some meat that I had in the freezer for a while that was from the food bank. I'm trying to get the oil all over the bottom of this pan without using too much. All right, there we go. So we're going to get some heat on this. All right. And then, while that heats up a little bit, let me get the peppers out. These are the peppers that I grew in my garden this last year. And what I did is to preserve them, I just brought them in the house, ate what I could, and then the rest of them I just put into this chopper and diced them up randomly. The only thing I didn't put in my chopper was the jalapenos, okay? But these are mild peppers, all types of mild peppers. And so I just kept throwing them into the bag as I pulled them out of the garden while eating the fresh ones. All right. So we've got peppers going in there. Now we're going to toss some onions. That's a little high. So I am going to turn that heat down a little bit. We're going to toss the onions in there. Y'all see how short I am. Y'all see this? Like, there we go. Now, there we go. And we're going to saute these onions along with the peppers. We're going to add salt. In there. We're going to add some pepper. Right. And of course you know I cannot cook without garlic. So let me get the garlic. A little bit of garlic. Okay, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. So I am cooking kind of an in-between lunch dinner meal. Because I had a late breakfast, I slept in this morning. It's so good to sleep in. And then, while that is getting ready to go, I'm going to bring you over here and I'm going to show you in my kitchen sink. You can see I have some Angus beef. All right, I'm going to get that knife out. No. I'm going to get my shears out, my kitchen shears. And we're going to prepare the next step. You and I together. Let me make sure you can see. There we go. We are going to prepare this together. And what we're going to do is, this is fajita meat. And it is seasoned sirloin is what it is. And it's cut for fajitas, but that's not what I'm going to use it for. I am going to use it for a stir fry, is what I'm going to use it for. And so that's a reason why I'm not adding any more seasonings, because this is already seasoned and it is going to be beautiful in this stir fry. Now what prompted these stir fries is I found, when I went through my freezer, I found some stir-fry vegetables that have been in there for a while, and they need to get used up. And so those happen to be ones that I actually paid for. They did not come from the food bank, and I found them on a clearance when I went through a local grocery store and picked them up. Knew I was just going to bring them home and toss them in the freezer. Well, they got stuck in the bottom of the freezer. And And so this is why it's important for me to do this Three Rivers Challenge this year. Let me stir that so we don't have burning going on the bottom of the pan. I do not want any burning going on. Okay, that's where I want it. So I'm going to shut the heat off because I'm not done with meat. But this is why it's important, this Three River Challenge for me, is because I don't want to waste any food. And so this is my way of reducing the waste. And actually, it is an idea from Three Rivers Homestead. And I actually saw this challenge on last year on first. Becky from Acre Homestead last year did it, and I am an avid watcher of her channel. And also Carolina from Mama Baird's did it as well. And so each one of us is taking our own take on this challenge. And so if you want to see other people doing this, then just hashtag Three Rivers Challenge in your search bar, and you will see a bunch of other people that are doing this in their own way. The only rules is to keep your grocery store, the only rules are you make your own rules, okay? That's basically it. But you keep your grocery store trips to a minimum, all right? You can't say, some people can go without going to the grocery store, but some people can't, all right? For various reasons. And so it is basically make your own rules. And so we are going to have quite a bit of beef in this stir fry, which is going to make it hearty, very hearty. And I'm excited about this stir fry. So in this Three Rivers Challenge meal, we're going to be using up this steak, this beef that was hidden down in my freezer, along with some stir-fry vegetables that were hidden down in my freezer. This is really seasoned up too. So this is going to make some nice flavor over the top of rice. Now yesterday I cooked up a big pot of rice, and so I'm not going to need to cook up any rice to go with this. And I am keeping my hand out of all this seasoning, the hand that I cut a few days ago. I'm keeping it out of the seasoning by using my left hand to handle the meat. Okay, let me get this in the pot. We're almost done with it. This is the reason why. You see there's a big old chunk of meat there. So, Almost done. I'm getting there. But I want to use all this meat up. None of it is going to go to waste. All right, I think I got it chopped up. And so, let me get the rest of this in here. And so this package of meat is out of my freezer now. Woohoo! So this is going into the pot, and now we're going to get that pot going again. And I'll bring you back once we get everything going. Well, people, somehow my camera shut off. I don't know how much you got of that, but it's in the pot. I'm bringing it back up to temperature, and then we're going to let it simmer for a while. I know why. The phone is dead. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm bringing you guys back in. I have a little cornstarch slurry here. I'm going to be adding into here and quickly stirring it around. And then a little bit of this in there. Get it all out of there. And here we go. We are going to stir it around in there, and that's going to thicken up that broth for me. Kind of make a gravy. And you can see that that broth is thickening up. And so I'm going to let this thicken up, and then I will bring you back when I'm good and ready to sit down and eat and enjoy my lunch today. All right, here is the food that I prepared today using what I have and what I need to use up. Also using food bank food. And this is the beef stir fry that I made. I am going to, inside this jar, a few months back I got some bean sprouts in a can, and so I found it on the shelf while I was in my pantry looking around to see the things I need to get used up. And what better way to use some bean sprouts up than on a stir fry? Okay, so guess what? I'm gonna take some of those bean sprouts that were canned. I opened the can up, put them inside this jar, and this will go into my refrigerator. And as I eat through the stir fry, the beef one and the chicken one, I will be putting some bean sprouts inside the dish to go with it. And we'll be using up these bean sprouts along with the rice, the vegetables that I have in my freezer that need to get used up, and any meat that I need to use up. So let's dig into this and let's see how it tastes. This is good. This is really good. Those bean sprouts, they add some flavor for sure. This technically is my lunch, but it is late. It is almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I just didn't feel it today about eating, and so I finally got hungry. Using that can of imitation beef broth, adding enough salt to cover the rice up, the fact that there's no salt in the rice. And so when I cook for myself, and I know that something I'm going to be using is going to have quite a bit of salt in it. I know the general rule is to season every layer, but when you're on a low sodium diet, or you're trying to cut your sodium, I don't consider myself on a low sodium diet, but I am trying to cut the sodium. And so one of the things that I do is that I don't salt my rice, because I know that sometimes what I'm having to put in the stuff that goes on the rice has enough salt in it. And that beef, remember, it was seasoned too. That beef had a lot of seasoning on it. And so this is good. This is real good. And so I'm going to take and jot this down into my cookbook, because I created this on the fly. So I can jot this down. And this might be something that if I get beef again, like this from the food bank, so I might try it again. But that's the thing about cooking from the food bank, though, is that every haul is different, and you never get the same, exactly the same things. Now, there are certain things you can pretty much almost guarantee you'll get, but not always. I used to be able to depend on getting some kind of a beans, some kind of rice, some kind of pasta, some kind of pasta sauce, some kind of meat. But it's not like that anymore. And so I am going to finish eating this, and then we'll see what the rest of the day brings, okay? I'll probably end up going and taking a nap, and then we'll see what the rest of the day brings, all right? Finished up the grape juice as well. So that's one thing out of my pantry. So this is one of the things that I do in the evening, is I make myself a little bit of decaf coffee in the evening and have it with after dinner. I'm not going to eat. I had a late lunch today, so I'm not going to eat again. I might have a snack later, but I am going to make myself my coffee, that's for sure. And that's the cornstarch I used in today's recipe. You guys be blessed, because I know I am. Everyone, I decided on what I was going to have with my coffee tonight, my decaf coffee. I'm going to have a slice of that pumpkin pie that I got from the food bank last week. I hadn't even cracked it open. So that's what I'm having. You guys be blessed, because I know I am. And this is the end of this video.